Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is KarlosPokemon, and good lord, it's been a while since I did a top list on this channel. Sorry about that. To get back on track though, let's start with this week's topic, my top 5 favourite legendary Pokemon. For some reason, the internet is enthralled with everybody's opinions on what their favourite or least favourite Pokemon are, and to a degree I get it. It's nice to find like-minded people that enjoy the same things as you, or in this case, the same creatures in a franchise. Legendary Pokemon are an interesting one for me though, since although I like lots of them and enjoy seeing the respective legendaries in each game inside my party to fight the Elite Four, I also feel like it shouldn't be possible. Personally, I don't like the idea of a world trusting one 10-year-old to take care of and not abuse a Pokemon that could single-handedly end the population's entire existence. But hey, that's just me, and regardless, I still have my favourites, and here they are. Number 5 is Holo. Although my experience in Johto was a short one, having only played through once when I was very young, there was one or two Pokemon that I always remember from that time, and of course one of those for me is Holo. I'll use literally any opportunity to talk about this Pokemon, and if you've been around the channel for a while now, you'll know that it was also in my top 5 fire type list. I love its design, its colour scheme, and I'm super happy it's being brought back for the new Pokemon movie. My only wish is that I could remember, or if I still had, a Holo from my journey all those years ago. Although with the Virtual Console's release of Gold and Silver, and Ultra Sun and Moon said to have past legendaries appearing through wormholes, maybe I'll get the chance to recapture one of my favourites again. Next up takes us to the Karlos region. Or the Holo region maybe. Either way, the next legendary Pokemon is Zygarde. The XY and XY and Z anime played a huge part here and why I love this Pokemon, especially since the games did nothing to help. Pokemon Z, anybody? I find it strange how Zygarde had such a pivotal role in the X and Y TV series, yet still to this day we still have no idea what role, if any, Zygarde was supposed to play in the game side of the equation. I'm undecided on whether this is a good thing or not. See, when Pokemon like Zygarde or maybe even Raichu are so overlooked, it makes me want to like them even more. It encourages me to find things about them that maybe the majority of people wouldn't care enough to look for, and with Zygarde this was easy, and can be summed up with a single nickname my friend MV gave it: Tapu Doggo. Smack bang in the middle of this list is actually a three-way tie between the three forces of nature: Thunderous, Landorus, and Tornadus. Along with belonging to one of my favourite regions in Unova, the forces of nature each represent interests that I have outside of Pokemon. And as I've explained briefly before about Marini, if a Pokemon is cool but also has a real world connection that I also really like, it can increase my liking of it tenfold. Between the three forces of nature, my favourite is probably Thunderous, closely followed by Tornadus. They represent for me my interest in watching extreme weather shows and movies such as Twister and Storm Chasers and even more. It fascinates me how the world can produce such amazing yet massively destructive conditions such as tornadoes and hurricanes, which is why it's so hard to choose between the three, because I also love nature documentaries about how the earth changes. Not only that, but these designs are so heavily inspired by genies I can't help but think of my childhood favourite Aladdin movies and smile. At number 2, I have what may not be a surprise to some of you out there that saw a previous video of mine talking about one of my favourite regions, Yveltal. It wasn't my favourite of the X and Y pair from the start, however. Considering buying the game, at first I looked at both of the cover arts and instantly leaned more towards Xerneas. It represented the new typing it introduced, its design embodied the X design without being too obvious, and overall I just preferred it. Unfortunately, when it came to buying the games, however, I must not have been alone in my thinking, as everywhere I looked Pokemon X was sold out. So in the end, Y was my first and only Kalos experience. Fortunately though, as the story progressed and the meaning behind Yveltal became more clear, so did my liking of this Pokemon. I started to overlook the blatant Y-shaped design and saw its awesome, very dark and twisted nature of the Pokemon. By the end of the story, when I had captured Yveltal for myself, I'd grown to love it, and it honestly became one of my favourite members of my final team in the Pokemon Y game. And finally, at the number 1 spot on my list of top 5 favourite legendary Pokemon is Mewtwo. What can I say about Mewtwo that hasn't already been said? Mewtwo is arguably the most recognisable legendary Pokemon of them all, alongside maybe Mew. It was the main focus of the first Pokemon movie, a movie that me as a 10-year-old was just the most amazing thing. Something I had been obsessed with in both trading card form and anime form had actually been brought to screens in theatres and in the UK no less. Not only that, by going to see the movie I was able to get those amazing Mewtwo, Mew and Dragonite promos. It was supposed to be one per person, but it was only a small cinema and they had had lots of extras, so lucky me. Everything about this time was just awesome for a young Pokemon fan, and Mewtwo was at the forefront of it all. Mewtwo has always had a special place in my heart because of this, and I always try to capture one in any game that allows you to do so. And it looks like I'll be able to do that again in the new games very soon, which I'm so hyped to do. Okay, so there we have it. Phew, I didn't realise I had so many memories of the legendaries, but honestly, I'd love to hear about some of yours too down in the comments. Whether it's because of their competitive side, maybe you have some strong memories of them like I did, whatever it may be. If you enjoyed this video, of course a like would be super appreciated. The more you guys like and share these videos, the more chance it has of reaching a wider audience and bringing some new members to our little community. I'd love to push forward to 2,500 and beyond, so any interactions or shares you guys make would really help us grow. If you're new to the channel, why not check out a few of my other videos and consider joining the community yourself. That's all for now. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again next time.